started. Anthony King, let me get you in here, brother. Let me get you in here. Good, we're looking healthy. Great morning, mommy. Great morning, Anthony Sharp. Great morning, Crystal. Great morning, Devin. Great morning, Dolly. Great morning, Wallace. Great morning, Jaritza. Great morning, Yosef. Great morning, Laquita. Great morning, Manisha. Great morning, Maria. Great morning, Namir. Great morning, Orlando. Great morning, Richard. Great morning, Sadie. Great morning, Cedar. Great morning, King. Great morning. We got a few iPhones and a few Zoom users. If you guys can, make sure that you drop it inside the chat. We like to know who you are on the call here. So guys, great morning. This is our leadership call. You guys know this is our one time a week where we get a chance to hear from our leadership and train all together, all at once, the entire company. With that being said, I'm going to pass the call over to Cedar Moore so that she can conduct this call. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hey, this is Mike. I'm on the phone here with you, but I'll get with you. I'm not sure how to get my name on there.
No worries. We got you, Mike. It says Fios Mike now. Now I know who you are.
Thanks.
Cedar, you're on mute. Happens to the best.
Yeah, I was trying to put the camera on and wouldn't let me put it on for a minute. Yes, so like Quincy just said, this is our one time of the week on Wednesdays where we're able to train. You hear from some of our leaders, amazing leaders, I like to call them. And Miss Charlene is up first. She is talent acquisition. And she is one of the first people you see, and she's one of the last people you may see. So give it up for Miss Charlene. Great morning, Miss Charlene.
Good morning, Miss Charlene.
Great morning, everyone. Great morning. Great morning. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys this morning. And thank you for the introduction, Miss Cedar. My name is Charlene McElmurray, for those who don't know me yet, but you will get to know me, I'm sure. I am the talent acquisitioner here with Bridge the Gap Marketing. And Miss Cedar, like she said, I like to roll that red carpet out for you and give you an idea of what we have going here and let you feel the atmosphere that we have in our company. The topics that I want to speak to you about this morning, I used to go over them quite often, but we have so many new people that I'm sure that everyone needs to have pencil and paper. So if you got your pencil and paper, let me see your pen in your hand and your paper, because I need you taking notes. This is important information I'm about to give you guys. So if you're new to the company, you need paper and pencil so you can get this information. First of all, when you're recruiting, it sounds easy. It may look easy to some, but it is not easy. It's a job that has to be done with being focused on what it is that we want at this company, what we need at this company, and what we're looking for at this company. We want to make sure that we are recruiting people that we admire. We want to bring people on board with us. If you bring someone on, please let them be someone of your like mind. Don't just pick someone off the street and recommend them to the company. We need dependable, honest, reliable, productive people, motivated people, go-getters with this company. So always keep those things in mind when you are recruiting. I love the help that I get from you guys for bringing the new recruits. That keeps me busy, along with Indeed. That keeps me very busy. So please continue. I appreciate it, and I want you to continue doing it. And don't be afraid to let these recruits know that we have a culture here. You have to be able to be business casual dress. We don't need you in the fields with holy clothes on, jogging pants, flip-flops, hair not controlled, body odor not in control. We need people that you will be proud to walk beside you, to stand beside you. If you don't want to stand next to them, why do you think the customer does? So make sure you bring the type of person that you would want to communicate with as well. And don't be afraid to let them know that we do have those standards. And as well with the dress code as well. The second part of what I want to speak to you guys about is accountability message. This message goes out every day, Monday through Friday. asking you to respond, whether you are in field or out of field. If you are going to be working at all that day, please message back in field. If you know you're not going to be working at all, message out field. And be honest, guys, because it's not hard to tell if you tell me you're out there working and I don't see you on the board for 2 or 3 days, but you're telling me every day you're out there working. That it just doesn't match. It doesn't match together. So make sure that you're honest when doing this. This is a honest system. I trust each one of you to give me the correct information because you don't want to doubt anyone's word. Our word should be our bond. Even with this company, even in our life, our word should be our bond. Some of you will not. I got some people been with the company for months now and still will not respond to this message and get it every day. But let something go wrong. Let that pay get messed up. Let that warning letter come out. Oh, you calling me then. You all over my page. You want the Zoom and everything. It's not just for you to complain. It's also like you reach out for my help. I'm reaching out for your help. I'm not there. I can't see who's actually where. So I have to go by what you have told me. So please just cooperate with me on that message. It will make things much easier. Next part I want to go over, sales. When you do not make sales for 2 weeks in a row, you will be removed from the leaders bulletin. This does not mean you have been fired. Some people seem to think that once they come off the leaders bulletin, they have been fired. So it's like they give up and don't want to work. That's to get you back on track. That's to remind you that you're not putting in the effort that you need to put in. You're not doing what you need to do. I mean, I'm not out there in the field, but I've been in the field before. This job, you got to stay consistent. We got to be consistent with what we're doing. We can't go out there for 1 or 2 minutes and then come back in and tell me, oh, but nothing happened out there today. Nobody was at home. Everybody's not gone every day. Something is happening out there every single day. So make sure that you're getting your sales. I don't like taking people off the board. I don't like sending people warning letters. I don't like writing those thank you. We appreciate the time you spent with us letters. I don't like doing that. I don't want to do that. I do want to be here to help you in any way that I can. I'm always available to help. If it's something that I feel your general manager can assist you on, I'm definitely going to direct you back to that general manager because that is the first step. That is the first line. That is the first person that you need to go to before you even come to me. Go to your general manager. That's what they're there for, to assist you, to help you, to guide you, to get the information you need. If it comes to be where they can't get it, they may contact me. If I can't get it, I'm going to contact Quincy. Whatever we need to do, we're going to make sure you get your information. But always make sure you communicate with your general manager. If your general manager is calling you, pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. It's not your boyfriend, your girlfriend that you had an argument with last night. This is a person that's here to teach you, to train you, to show you how things should be working. So always make sure you pick up that phone. If you missed that call and you see you missed that call, return that call. But just ignoring it, and then when you're gone for 2 or 3 days or a week at a time, and then we try to get in touch with you, oh, I was sick, I was in the hospital. Okay, why didn't you respond? Why didn't you contact us? Why didn't you let us know anything? Because there's still always another option if you need to be off. If you need to be off, now don't wait and don't do this just because you just came to the company and you want to take off. But if you've been with the company at least 30 days or more and you need time off, we do have time off request forms that you can request. Just go to your general manager, let her know, and we can take care of it from there. We can get the form out to you. It's a DocuSign. You complete the information on it and you send it right back to us. That keeps us on track. Whether we're trying to call around, trying to find you, anybody heard from him, anybody heard from her, we shouldn't have to do that if we just get compliant with the things that we have set in place here, which by recruiting a good people, promotable, producers, dependable, honest people, by taking accountability for whether or not we are actually going to be out that day to do what we're supposed to do and work that full shift, and by making sure that you don't get removed from that leaders bulletin. Those are things that will keep you going and growing with this company. So that's all I have for you guys this morning. If you have any questions about anything, you can drop them in the chat. You can raise your hand. I'll be glad to answer. But anytime you need me, you give me a call. But make sure you have spoke to your general manager if it's something she needs to do first, or he needs to do, because we got men and women general managers now. So make sure that you contact your general manager if you're on their team. They should be the first line to know what's going on. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you so much, Ms. Charlene. I appreciate you so much. That was amazing. We needed to hear that. So Ms. Charlene was the speaker, talent acquisition, recruiting, and field etiquette. I hope you guys are taking notes. Now we're going to throw the ball over to Mitharli. She is number 3 in the call center. Mitharli, what do you have for us today?
She's not on right now. But she,
Oh, we'll throw
Yeah.
the ball over to Dali, who is number 1 in the call center. Dali, take it away. What do you have for us today?
got you. So today, hello guys, how you doing? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dudley, call center number 1, and I'm in charge of the ADP, right? So one thing I want to talk about, right, is, I could throw that in since I said the ADP, so I was not going to talk about that. Okay, it just came to my mind, right? So let's say if you recruit somebody, make sure you tell them, hey, to watch out for the ADP, because a lot of time I send them the ADP. The ADP is where you actually complete, you put your bank information so you could actually get paid. There's a lot of people that I sent the ADP to, and then they did not complete it. Make sure you do that. Go on your Gmail if you didn't receive it, right? For the new people that didn't receive it, if you didn't actually put your bank information yet, make sure you reach out to me, right? Actually, resend it again to you, because a lot of time when it's time to get paid, like, Ms. Charlene said, you actually go to Ms. Charlene, or you're trying to say, hey, I'm gonna get paid, all right? So you gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying, it's either you talk to your manager or anybody that actually recruited you. Gotta make sure you ask him some question. Hey, how can I get that, right? And I know there's some people on the call that still did not, complete their ADP. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is the smart card. All right. So the smart card, let's say when you go to Verizon.com and then you actually put the information like, okay, the address, the apartment, and the phone number, right? And you copy the whole step. A lot of time you actually go to, let's say if you call into the call center, right? And then you give the call center the smart card number. Sometimes what would happen is we would probably not see it, right? I'm saying that because the past days has been happening a little bit. So what you have to do is you have to actually use a different number, right? So yesterday I was telling somebody like, hey, you could use a fake number for the small card, right? Give it to me, right? So I could pull it up, and then once I'm about to send the link to the customer, you could give me the real number. A lot of times, if you already use the real number and then the small card is acting up, what's gonna happen? You cannot use the same number again. It's not really gonna pop up. I don't know if it worked for you, but it's not. It haven't been working for me. For probably like 7 months. You know what I'm saying? It don't work for me, right? So if you use the number already, right, and it's not showing up, even if you're not going into the call center, if you're doing it on your own, right, you're gonna actually have to do the smart card again using a fake number. Just put 222 34555. You know what I'm saying? Anything. You're still gonna see it, right? So these are the things that I'm I wanted to talk about today. Something short and simple. Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about today. For the people that didn't receive the ADP, make sure you reach out to me, and I'll actually help you out. And if you have any recruiter as well, make sure you check on your recruits. Ask them if they received the ADP so I could send it out to them.
Thank you so much for that, Dudley. So Dudley's topic was he's call center number 1, ADP form and smart cart. So I hope you guys are once again taking notes. And you can always play this back as well. So we're gonna throw the ball over now to Laquita. And Laquita is call center number 2. And her topic is speaking on self-development. Let's get it.
Grand Rising, guys. How y'all doing? Hope everyone is well. My name is Laquita. For you guys that don't know me, I am call center extension 2. So today I will be talking with you guys about self-development. To me, self-development means pretty much you're learning and you're growing and you're developing yourself into a better person. So with that being said, the steps that I take to becoming a better person is working on things like, say, for instance, no, we don't care what a person says about you. No, we don't care what a person thinks about you. But if a person says something that can help you grow, I like to take heed to that. I like to listen because it's like, okay, maybe I messed up. Maybe I made a mistake. So I'm listening so that I can grow from that mistake. Also, I like to read books. I like to read a lot of books that help, widen my range of not only words so that I can broaden my vocabulary. I also like to read books so that it can help me grow. So I have a few books here for you guys that I would like to share and the title of, so you guys can go check them out. So one, I have Winning. Let me take the blur off so you guys can see. All right, so I have Winning by Tim Glover. This book, I just, I got this book actually from Quincy. Quincy mentioned this book, and any book that Quincy mentions to me, I pretty much like to go get it. So whenever he says, hey, go get this book, y'all, or go get this book, guys, check this book out, I hop on it. It's coming within the next week. So this is Winning. This one I kind of seen on Amazon, and also I seen it on someone's Instagram page. It's called The Philosophy of Money. And it pretty much, once I seen it, it was like, oh, let me get that. So let me pretty much understand how these things work out. Also, I Am and I Create is a book full of affirmations to help you grow as a person as well. Can you guys see it? See that I'm looking at you and you look like
Yeah,
you
who is that
can't
by, Erin?
Erin Worley. So that's Werley.
And the other one, Psychology of Money, was by Morgan House, right?
Yes, and that was
Okay,
spelled
thank
Housel.
SEL.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Another book that I have that I've dove into a little bit, but I didn't get too much into it. But I'm pretty sure you guys find it very attractive. It's Think and Grow Rich. And this book is by Napoleon Hill. This is another great book to read. Just based off of reading the introduction and things like that, it's a great book. Emotional Intelligence. And that's by Brandon Goldman. So that's Goleman. And it's like, if you're really struggling to understand emotions and you're having a hard time with understanding, human interaction, of course, we interact with other things as well, like animals. This is definitely a great book to understand emotions. This is also another book that Quincy recommended, and this is Crucial Conversations. This gives us the opportunity to learn how to communicate with others in crucial situations. And it's very helpful for your personal, your work, and your family relationships. So please get this book so we can also learn how to communicate better. Dopamine Detox. I like this book because this helps say for instance, if you have a hard time staying focused on things, this definitely is a great book to help, help you learn how to refocus yourself. So please grab this book. And this book is by Tabat Marisi. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but if you need me to spell it, I can. You need me to spell it, Cedar?
Yes.
So the first name is spelled T as in Tom, H as in Harry, I, B as in ball, A as in alpha, U as in unicorn, T as in Tom. The last name is M as in Mary, E as in igloo. E as in elephant, U as in unicorn, R as in ranger, I as in igloo, S as in Sam, S as in Sam, E as in echo.
Thank you so much.
No worries. There's another one on emotions. Of course, we are emotional beings. And that is Master Your Emotions. This one also came from Quincy. I don't know if I selected the right book, but I remember him saying Master Your Emotions. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get that book. And this is by the same person as Dopamine Detox. All right, and this was another book that was recommended by Quincy as well. And this is The One. And the reason why I recommend this book is because it helps with a lot of things. And it's pretty much it's helping you to grab the principle of all things. Make sense?
Yes.
What's your one thing is the question on the back of the book. So pretty much with these books that I just gave you guys, I want you guys to be able to take any information from these books and apply them to your life to help you grow as a person. We all are here to grow as a company, but also as, individuals. And that's all I have for us today. Thank you. No worries.
Liquid, excuse me. Who's the author for The One Thing?
The author for The One Thing is Gary Keller with Jay Papasan. So do you need me to spell those names for you? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes, if you don't mind. Thank you.
All right, so Gary is Gary. Keller, Keller, with J Papasan, and that's JayPapasan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I ask you a question, Quita?
Sure.
Which one of your favorite books for self-development?
I did not go over this one because it's beat up, so you can tell I use it a lot. But my favorite book is See It, Feel It, Have It. And the reason I like this book is because it actually goes over, the tools and the things that you need for the master keys for manifestation. And, we all like to, say we want these things and pretty much motivate ourselves to do these things. And sometimes those things don't really work. We done put in all our efforts and it's like, dang, that still didn't work out. So it's like, okay, so this right here gives you the tools that you need to be able to apply those things to yourself and realize, like, how do you get those things to work? So there's a such thing as your subconscious and your conscious mind. Those are two different things. Your subconscious is the one that your conscious works off of. So in this book, it talks about having a king and a servant. Your king being your subconscious and your servant being your conscious. So pretty much anything that you feel, anything that you say, if you doubt yourself, if you have any type of doubt, that will, reflect in the things that how you move. It will reflect in how you do things. So this is why that's my favorite book. And right now I'm on chapter 18 and the chapter name is The Invisible Bridge. So it's a great book. It's a great read. And this book is by Joseph Bamista. I do not know how to say his last name. It's Balmaceda. It's Joseph, Joseph Balmaceda, Balmaceda. And that's my
Laquita, I enjoyed listening to you speak. Very educational. Are you an artist too? I see some artwork behind you.
Yeah, that's my art.
Beautiful.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So
Thanks,
let's give it up
Quita.
for Laquita. Call center number 2, self-development. We're going to now throw the ball over to Ms. Darley, who is call center number 3. What do you have for us, Ms. Darley?
Great morning, everybody. Great morning. So this morning, I'm Matharli, call center extension 3. And this morning, I'm here to talk about checking your emails and a little bit of personal development after that. So I just want to ask one question real quick. How many of you guys check your emails? Drop it in the chat. How often do you check your emails? I just want to see who I'm speaking to.
It pop-ups on my phone, so 24/7.
Okay, good. Got it. How often do you check your emails? And I'm looking in the chat to see. Oh, you can unmute yourself and say.
Constantly throughout the day.
Okay. Every day, 2 times a day.
I check
times.
mine constantly too. This is Orlando. I get sometimes over 200 emails a day.
Yeah.
But I check and delete the ones that I'm not interested in. But I do check every day.
All right. Thank you, Orlando. Once a week. Oh my goodness, nightmare. He said once a week, if that. Oh my God. So you don't get any of our emails. Every now and again, Richard Lewis. Oh my God. All right. So the reason why I asked is because I realized some of us don't check it at all. And a lot, like the main way that we communicate is not just Telegram and this company. We also use our emails a lot. Like I'm constantly sending out emails, especially to, to the new agents. That's how you get your Bridge the Gap University. That's how you get your ADP forms. So that's really how you get paid, and that's how you get educated at the same time. So that's why I'm asking, if you guys check your emails. How many of you guys have actually logged into Bridge the Gap University? So I want to see that one. You can unmute yourself.
This is Orlando. I already finished a week ago in one day my university class and got a certificate. I passed.
That's awesome, Orlando.
Thank
Can
you.
we give it up for Orlando? Great
Thank
job.
you. Thank you.
Good job.
Great job, Orlando.
Good job, Orlando.
Great job,
Great
Orlando.
job.
Thank you.
Great job, Orlando. You kicked butts in one day. So how many of you guys have actually logged into Bridge the Gap University? You can unmute yourself or drop it in the chat. And if you actually need help logging in, I'm here to help you.
I'm definitely gonna because I tried it twice. I tried it even on my phone and I thought I was going into it learn. And it's for some reason it's when I click on it, it's not clicking to start the Bridge the Gap Universe. So that was one of the things I was gonna talk about on the side or whatever today, definitely.
Okay, Wallace, let me write that down so I can make sure that I take care of that.
Mr. Wallace, did you get your your password and login instructions for university? Password is important.
Yes, I did with the New York, the driver's license, and all those little things to create and then to get into it. And I created the password and the username, and then I click in it, and then it just keeps going in, but when I try to get to touch the university and stuff like that, it doesn't let me. It keeps going back out for some reason.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Got you.
Thank you
Got
for
you,
sharing.
Wallace. I'm gonna take care of that for you real quick. What about you, Richard? I'm mostly speaking to the, to the new agents because I see a lot of you are here. iPhone, I know that's CN. So anybody else, how often? Well, how have you logged into Bridget Gap University? Not how often. Have you
Nah, I
logged
haven't
in?
yet. Mm-mm.
Okay. So I sent out the informations. Check your emails. I know you're one of these people in the chat who said you probably don't check it every day. So check your emails. And they're there. Your login information are there. So thank you guys for answering. And so this is Janitor Blackie. All right. I know Janitor logged in before. So if you haven't logged in, please log into Bridget Gap University, and your emails is where you're going to find all of your login information. And especially the new hire guides, the training manuals, they're all in your emails, your ADP form. So if you were supposed to get paid for a sale and it's time for you to get paid and you did not receive a prelim, you probably did not send out your ADP forms. So you have to make sure you check your emails at least, I want to say every day. I want to say every day, at least every night. So at least before you go to sleep, you see if there's anything that you missed or that you forgot to, to check. So every night, please try to check your emails. And especially if you have your new recruits, their first week in this company, I want you to be on their butts to check their emails too, especially their first weekend, because a lot of the things that they need, they're going to be sent to them that week, right? So definitely, it's very important to, to check your emails here. And so when it comes to Bridget Gap University, if you need help with your login information, I got you. And if it was already sent to you, but you can't log in like Wallace, please hit me on the side. See, Richard, thank you. He just checked his email and now he see it. Thank you, Richard. See, that's really how important it is to check your emails, because you'll have valuable information sitting in your emails just because you haven't checked it. So please, guys, take care of that. And yes, so in Bridget Gap University, that's where you're gonna have trainings on on optics, on like sales tips, how to create a smart cart. So any of the things that you struggle with on a daily basis when it comes to being in the field, they're in there in Bridget Gap University. They even have sales tips, like so you're knocking on doors, what to say to your customers, rebuttals, how to introduce yourself, how to look professional, how to literally sales tips on how to kick ass and take names, how to kick butts, like Quincy says, and take names in the field. So yes, check your emails. And I also want to go over one thing about being consistent / personal development. I know Quita and Dali touched on those a little bit. So I don't know if you guys know, but the last 2 weeks I've been in the field at the Walmarts with Dali. And one of the most valuable lessons I've learned is to stay consistent, staying the course, even when you don't have the results yet, but you're gonna have the results. So stay consistent when you're out there, stay the full shift, especially if you guys are in a Walmart. But even if you're not in a Walmart, you can still have a full shift. So you have to set a time to go, set a time to leave, and stay the course. Even if you've spent like 6 hours in the field, you don't have a customer yet, still stay, and you'll be surprised. 1 minute before you pack up and leave, you probably have a line waiting for you. And it's all about staying consistent. And I know Sita knows that too. You're in the field, it's time to leave, you have customers waiting, and now you're staying at 2 hours extra. And that's still money out there that you could have left behind if you did not want to stay consistent. So, and to stay consistent, you have to be strong-minded. And to be strong-minded, you have to take care of yourself. And it's your job in this company to take care of yourself, because we work, we make money, we do all that stuff, but the personal development part is really up to you. So you really have to try your best to do it all together. Devin, I got you, Devin. Yeah, so it's really your job to stay consistent, but to also take care of yourself before you go out in the field. So if it's, you know, hitting the gym, even if you can't do it early mornings, maybe late nights after work or whenever, find ways to incorporate things like hitting the gym, reading books, taking care of your mind and replenishing yourself before you go out there in the field or after you're in the field. And that's really all I wanted to talk about this morning. I hope I helped you guys. And anybody that needs help with Bridge the Gap University, I'm here. And I just saw Devin hit me up about that. So I'm gonna make sure I get back to him and also Wallace. Thank you
Thank you.
guys. Just ask me questions in the chat if you have any.
I have a question, Charlie. This is
Yes,
guys. Good morning. As you said, I just state that we're supposed to look professional, which I agree. But some of the tools you guys don't really give to us. Like for example, professional mean the ID. I've been with the company for 3 weeks and I don't have an ID. And business card, like I want to give people my number. I don't want to write it on a piece of paper or say put it in your phone. That doesn't look professional. So I'm still waiting on the ID. I'm still waiting on all these things.
All right. Thank you, Cian, for that question. And I will say, when it comes to the ID and the business cards, reach out to your manager about that.
I did.
But when it comes to like dressing professionals, I think there's a lot of other ways you can incorporate that when it comes to dressing professional. It's not just about the ID, you know, it's how you represent yourself and how you look. Even if you're wearing like the Verizon shirt, you could still try wearing it with not jeans, like non-jean pants, like just wear it with casual / professional pants or leather pants. And instead of sneakers, you could wear flats and stuff like that. But I know it's cold outside, so you can also wear boots.
No,
That's how I try to do it.
I understand that one. Yes, dress like that. But the ID is the most important part because this is America. We do a lot of scamming here. So people sometimes look at you, you work for Verizon, why you don't have an ID? That's a big thing. Like, don't have an ID and working for Verizon, that doesn't make any sense. The ID is a must. Like, that should be the first priority we should get instead of gear. Like the ID have to be must.
Listen, let me help, guys. Right, Cian, we don't handle the IDs. So one of the things that we're working on right now is getting permission to handle the IDs so that this way we can control that. But Verizon handles the IDs. They choose to send them out. So one of the things that we're going to do though is we're going to stay on top of them about getting permission to handle our IDs so that this way we can distribute them the same way we distribute the jackets. But understood, guys. Absolutely. I just want to jump in there. Forgive me.
Thank you, Quincy.
Thank you, Quincy.
I got a question for Charlie. Charlie, when you find time to read, when you like, because you be having a lot going on, how you calm your mind to take in the you trying to read?
Thank you, Anthony. I want to say, like, I don't have a schedule to read. I just find whenever I, have some free time, I try to read it, but I would say mostly night before I sleep, I'll read. And when I was in PA, I did read in the morning because we went out in the field like from 12 to 8. So after our morning calls, I'll stay in bed around like 10 and then I'll find time to read. But you don't have to read like a whole chapter sometimes if you can't. You just have to read a little bit or on your phone. So most of the books that, a lot of us have, we have the PDFs. I do have a PDF full of books. I don't know who's interested. It's a lot of great books and amazing books. I could send the PDF in the chat. You can have that with you on the go while you're on the train, public transportation, or in the Uber, wherever you're at. You could read. Sometimes I'll be out in the restaurant and I'm waiting for my food. There's nothing to do. Instead of scrolling, I'll just, pull up a PDF and I'll start reading something. So I don't really have a set time. And sometimes it works if you don't have a set time, as long as you're getting it done.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I just be trying to find time to grasp what I'm reading, because sometimes it's hard. I be wanting to do a lot more reading than I do. I got a whole lot of books. A lot of the books y'all talking about I already got, but it's like, how do I find the time to really grasp it and understand it? And then, like, I don't know. I just gotta find the time, like you said.
What time do you go out in the field and what time do you get back home?
Honestly, it's kind of sporadic, but
Mhm.
I'm a little different. But I'm trying to make a set schedule. I'm getting closer into making a set schedule. I'm trying to be from like 8 o'clock in the morning, even though the field don't be open at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's where you find the good spots in Philly. Well, the location that I got in mind. And it's just hard. It's hard. My problem is I don't go to sleep at the appropriate time. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's a problem too. You have to get enough sleep for sure. That's how you're able to really wake up early or even stay up a little bit, later and have energy while you're in the field.
Burnt out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I gotta jump in here again, Anthony, because you just asked yourself a great question. And I can tell you this, that early on inside of my self-development journey, I used to ask myself that question all the time. Where am I gonna find the time? Where am I gonna find the time? But you know what I found though, is that every book that I picked up helped me tremendously. So it was to the point where I wanted to read before I wanted to eat. It was to the point where I wanted to read sometimes while I was in the gym. So I got hooked on audiobooks, right? Audiobooks is a great way to save your time. When I'm traveling, I turn off the radio. There's no need for me to listen to the radio when I'm on my way to the field. I need something that's definitely going to help me make more money. I need something that's going to help me on these calls. I got to constantly fill myself up with information. And it truly comes down to you believing that this thing is helping you so much that you got to want it more, right? Because we can find the time, just like we can find the time to go to the gym or eat, right? Which is also a part of our self-development. We got to find that time to read. So check out some good audio books, or make sure they got the audio version so you can listen to it. Yep, YouTube, right? Or jump on YouTube, right? They might have what's called a summary of the book, because you want to get a summary a little bit to make sure that this book is the right book for you, because not every book is the right book for you. But most important, you want to make sure that you believe first. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got something to say? Okay, forgive me, guys. But most importantly, you just want to make sure, right, that first and foremost, you believe that this book is going to change you. And I promise you, you won't put that book down. I promise you.
Hey, this is quick. Am I allowed to introduce myself and say a couple things on each person? This is Mike.
Of course, Mike.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning. On the books, that's great. I'm not a big reader myself, but over time I see, a lot of social media and a lot of people on Netflix and different series and different things get caught up. Sometimes just kind of going back to what you're doing on your free time and kind of keeping an eye on that and kind of cutting out the gaming or maybe some of the series that you like to watch, and then find time for the book reading. I'm not a book reader, but I know that people get ate up with a lot of social media time. And if you look at your timers, you start going, wow, spent a lot of time on there. That's one topic. I'd like to go back also to, the infield Mathael. Yeah, I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry. You guys that are in Walmarts and things, and you were talking about, being consistent. Over the years of my time, a lot of these people that you meet, these people that go to Walmarts, they go every single day. And these people pass you by, no thank you, no thank you. But what they'll also start noticing is the more you start interacting with other people, those individuals who are not so engaged or nervous and don't really want to be talked to will slowly come into play, where they go, I keep hearing this little free thing in my background, or this, Verizon stuff in the background. And that consistency with that same person who's told you no 10 times, sooner or later, they're going to come over and they're going to introduce themselves or say, what is going on here? And that's just something that I like to kind of project. Those individuals like myself, they go, yeah, I've heard it before. They'll soon understand, hey, I want to find out what's going on. And that consistency can really pay off with longevity. Don't get frustrated with the shortcomings that you have. Like, oh, man, I've talked to 20 people and I can't get one person to stop. It will happen with consistency. And then one more thing, Dudley, you were going over fast tickets and creating those fast passes, I should say, different things like that. With the new ones, you've probably gone over this, but I get in the habit of having my settings available to clear the data almost every time. It's just a thing in my brain to reset it. And if I don't know if I'm wording it correctly, when you look at an address, it's not qualified. For my sake, a lot of people you guys deal with are probably qualified, every one of them, but I run into tons of areas that, it's a 5G or it's just not available. And I always go back and reset so I get a fresh screen, so that you don't run into a fact that you've looked up the previous person that was available, and now you're stacking another kind of a smart ticket with a new phone number on an address that you already got in your phone. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yes,
I
it
do the
makes
same thing when
sense.
I do the tablets.
Phones, tablets, if you go into where you have an edit button on an address that you just previously put in, you go to a new person and you didn't edit it, it's still holding that other person's information there. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it can kind of throw an order, in a weird area, just making sure that you're confirming that you got the right address when you save that link.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike. Are you finished?
Is that
Oh,
all?
sorry. Yeah. I interjected a lot there, but just little thoughts. You're saying take notes, and that's all. I was trying to throw some things out there.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Do you have any more questions?
I just want to make this is Orlando. I just want to make a comment. With the Bridge the Gap University, make sure that you go over or finish as soon as you can for the new employees, Mr. Quincy Sims' presentations, because he makes it easy to understand and remember. A tremendously great presentation on pricing and whatnot, because at the end of the day, the client wants to look at you, and the first question is, how much is this going to cost? And you want to be able to be looked upon on what you're talking about without having to wait. The manual is good. What I did is I printed when I was first hired, and one of the ladies sent me the training manual. I went to UPS and I made it to look more professional. Instead of just papers, printed papers in color, I made it into a booklet. I have it, but it's good to remember the pricing. At the end of the day, it's about money. Also, getting back to what the gentleman just mentioned, I've done business clients in the business market. I've done multi-dwelling units for many years. And when you do lobby events, he brought to my attention a lot of good experiences. When I did lobby event, when I had my people supervising lobby events, it's all about timing. What's the best time? And to do with planning, you're going to have the tenants, the high-rise buildings in New Jersey, walk towards work or coming in after work, and also after school too, because when you buy, you spend a little bit of money on like buying cookies and a little bit of handouts and whatnot. That's an attention getter, and the kids are gonna run over to the table, and then the parents are gonna start asking the question, hey, and what are you doing here? What are you trying to sell or whatever? And you start a conversation, so it can be fun too, and that's how it helps you close the deals. The parents or the customers, the client might be in a hurry, because they just got out of work or whatever. And they'll ask, hey, to what time are you going to be? Oh, I'll be here till 8, 9 o'clock. No problem. I'll be downstairs later on. So it helps, but little tweaks and timing and whatnot. But it's fun. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Great job, Rolando. So, Ms. Darley, does anybody else have questions? Darley.
If you guys have no questions,
All right, so we're gonna move on. So Matharli, call
Wait,
center.
wait, see that before you move on. Before you move on, I just want to make sure that we all heard what Mike said, about staying consistent because it's really important. I know Anthony King, you said, you didn't really have a set schedule right now, but I just want to make sure that you guys understand it's really important to have a schedule and you have a location and you show up there every day. Because I've had that happen to me where, especially at the Walmarts, even if it's not the Walmarts, wherever you're set, you're going to see the same people all the time. But the ones that told you no, or that still haven't stopped for you, just because they see you interact with more customers, they're gonna start to, gain interest in what you do because now they think you're legit, which we are legit already, but some people don't know that. Like CN said, some people think it's a lot of scammers out here. So just stay the course, stay consistent, still show up the same location. That's how you build trust, and the community, they'll start coming to you and they'll even start referring people to come to you because yeah, that girl over there, she's always there and she's giving out free Wi-Fi, or he's giving out free Wi-Fi. So just do that if you really, really want to build that long lasting relationship with your community, with wherever you're set up at. Just show up every day. And you're gonna start seeing these same people that we're telling start, listening to you and coming to ask you questions and stuff like that. And also with the smart card, like he said, I do that too. Every time you look up an address, just clear your history with the smart card. Every time you look up an address or you create a smart card, clear it up before you start the next one. That's gonna help you from letting the smart cards mix up and now you gotta do the whole order over. So that's all. Thank you, Sita.
Yes, thank you for that, Tarly.
Yeah, I just want to mention one last thing. I agree with her 100%. Because even I don't have Walmart, but I will have, or I have, I believe, a few territories in New Jersey. But even when you plan on lobby events, consistency to me, meaning for my people, meaning when you speak to the property managers and being consistent, get a few times and days during the week when you can go back so that people start seeing you off, because when they see you, your face and yourself become familiar, and they're going to be, you'll be able to establish communication with them. They might not buy from you right there on the spot if they're busy, whatever. You give them their business card, your phone number, you share. I always have a book on the table for them to write their phone number and their email before they leave, so I can follow up and get back with them or whatever. So consistency is very important. I agree 100%. Thank you.
I want to say something. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I believe us as a company, us as a group, we are all together our own reflection. Meaning, like, try to make sure we following up with our customers and getting these ACPs. When I say our own reflection together, because if you're signing up 2 people that's interested, and then one of my customers walk past and see that you yelling or saying free internet, and then they say, oh, that's a scam. Oh, that wasn't free. I ain't get it free. They scam me. And then now your 2 customers say, you know what, I want to give you a call back later. I mean, all because of me not signing the customer up in the past properly or making sure they got qualified. And that tend to takes its effects with, I've heard a few people from other customers popping up on them while they were signing up or had people waiting. So let's just try to get our ACPs done with these customers so that it don't be more people saying that rather than more people saying, yeah, I got it and it was free and everything went through and went good for me. Because I'll be honest, I mean, it's over and done with now, but I lost like 2 people waiting for me while I was signing up 1 person the other day because of that. You know what I mean? So let's just try to get everybody ACPs done properly, man, and make sure they get it done and make sure they call it in so they can get it the right way, man. So they ain't gotta be out here venting when they see you out here working. and then it might draw on your situation. And then if it's 2-3 sales go away, then you become a little demotivated, and it could become a hard day that day. So mentally a little bit, or frustration, a little bit of frustration, not even really hard. I mean, you can still go hard and get 3, 4, 5 if you continue to go hard, but sometimes it do demotivate the mental. So let's just try to get on top of our customers, man, and get it done properly, man.
And
That's
Justin,
a good idea.
yeah, that's for real. I ran into a lot of situations like that where people was like saying stuff like that. But I try to be firm and I try to have conviction when I be told. I tell them they problem before they tell me. I say, I mean, that's the problem. I already know what the problem. I make sure I'm confident. I know what the problem is. And I make sure everybody around me hear it. And I make sure that it was pretty.
Okay, I want to add to that, right? This is Deanna again. I want to add to that. You guys could hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
loud and clear.
I know when you guys out on the field, all right. So you're helping the customers, right? And you have them do the ACP. How many of you guys that give the customers the number to call to give their ACP to Verizon? You guys have that number?
All of them.
No, I don't have it.
What happened that when the customers do the ACP, who are they calling? You guys have to give them that little note with the number to call Verizon to add the ACP to their account.
Yeah, that's a common practice we already do. We do that. That's common.
It's
I
a
can't. I cannot hear.
They're the ones that act.
There's a noise in the background. I don't know
said
where
that's
it's
a
coming
common
from.
practice.
Actually, I know that number by the top of my head, girl. I gave it to so many customers over here in PA. It's quite simple. It's that 1-833-683-5077. And that's directly to the ACP department.
Right. Because a lot of people, they just have the person do the ACP and they don't even give the customers that number that when you get installment within 3 hours, give it to like process in the system, and within 3 hours call the ACP and call the Verizon department and give them your ACP number. Some people just do the ACP. Who they gonna call? I don't know, but you guys gotta look into that.
This is Mike again. Excuse me, just reiterate, and it's up to each individual, I'm sure. I created a simple 3-step text that every single customer I give, it tells them what I put in there. It tells them within the first 24 hours, they must call Verizon. And below that, step 2, it gives them the Verizon phone number. And then there's the next step that they'll have their account number, and followed by instructions to say, and make sure that they apply your ACP to your Verizon bill. And it's screenshot. I just copy paste. And the only thing I edit is the account number and their ACP ID. So every single person I talk to gets that same text. And a lot of times, if I'm not busy, I do this is Mike with Verizon, just as a reminder, follow-up text to make sure you've called in. It's just 2 saved copies. Even if you want to write it down, that's great. But down, they have their phone number. If there's referrals or anyone else that you can help, you can edit that too and just say, hey, if you have any parents, friends, neighbors that are in need for possibly either the free internet or just need Verizon 5, period. It's just one of those things that I send everyone the same exact text. And I go through that conversation with each individual that they are copied on the message that I've sent to every customer since the first one I've started with. And that kind of really gets in their head that they really have to do this. It's not just it's free and see you later. They know throughout my entire, spiel, my sales pitch that this is not free unless you do this. Hopefully that helps.
So I'm going to tell you guys something. So that's what the Monday morning meetings are for. So you guys should be in those meetings with your general managers, so you guys know exactly the steps of what to take and get the numbers and everything that you need. So make sure that you guys are making those meetings on Mondays. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. And we're going to move on. So thank you so much for that, Ms. Arlie. Checking email, staying consistent, and personal development. Great job with that. That was a lot of great information. And we're gonna now throw the ball over to Talia. Talia is our general manager in PA. What you got for us today, Talia?
Great morning, everybody. Today I will be talking about, I can't hear you, Quincy. I see you said something, but your phone on mute.
I was just screaming great morning at you. I didn't mean to interrupt though.
That's fine. Great morning. So today I will be talking about how to develop a positive attitude in the workplace. Okay, so when something is going wrong, the first thing people usually say is stay strong and stay positive. Those little affirmations sometimes do work. And it's important to remember that words can go a long way during a time of negativity, especially in the workplace. Always looking on the bright side may sound cheesy, but just positive thinking, smiling, and positivity in general are the main staples of a positive personal attitude. But what does a positive attitude have to do with the workplace? Having a positive attitude in the workplace won't necessarily make you better at your job, but it will improve the way people view you as a person. So they may be more inclined to help you succeed and cheer you on. It is important in many reasons, but one of the main reasons for having a positive attitude in the workplace is because it can rub off on everyone else. Positivity can be infectious and over time can influence your coworkers. So misery may love company, but negativity has never lifted anyone up. You feel better when you surround yourself with positive people. They encourage you to reach for the stars, work hard, and stay focused on fulfilling your dreams. Positivity begets more positivity. Over time, you may find that even the most stubborn person in the office who refuses to enjoy something has a change of heart and changes to be more positive, all because you had such a great attitude. And that's all that I have for you guys today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am sorry, guys. Great job, Talia. PA manager. And she said staying positive in the field. Let's throw some fire in the chat for her. Thank you so much. And now that leaves me. My topic is how to stay positive daily. And I'm the general manager in Brooklyn. And I have 3 things you should do to keep yourself positive while going through the day. So it goes right with what Talia was just speaking about. So wake up, you could read, you could pray, thank God in the morning, read something that keeps you positive in the morning, do affirmations, I like to do, this is me. I say I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm a child of the Most High God. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I like to do my, in the mornings. Number 2, you want to stay away from negativity. Just excuse yourself when you hear someone speaking or behaving negatively. You don't have to stay in the environment. You can walk away. You can just say, oh, excuse me for a second, and walk away from that situation instead of keeping yourself in that situation. Just take a breather. And then don't let anyone change your character. Once again, it's what you put in yourself is what is going to come out. So if we have negativity in us, when somebody, says something to us, it's going to come right back out. So we want to keep ourselves filled up, and stay consistent. Like Darlie was saying, we have to stay consistent, in everything that we do. We get frustrated when we're not consistent and we don't stay in a location at that too. We jump from location to location because we stay an hour and then it's like, oh, it's not working, it's not working, and you leave. That is something that'll also make you feel negative because you're leaving from one location to jump to another location when you haven't even stayed consistent in that area to allow yourself to get all the no's that you're supposed to get. And even if you get no's, stay positive. You got to get all your no's in order to get your yeses. So all throughout the day, and work your full shift, work that full shift. So that's basically what I have for you guys is the 3 things is put positive things in you, stay away from negativity, and don't let anyone change you. Stay consistent in who you are. That's all I have for you guys.
Hey, Sheeta. Sheeta.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna talk. I can't let this meeting go without talking.
Who is this? I'm sorry.
It's Crystal.
Crystal, you said you couldn't speak.
Yeah, but I couldn't let this go. 'Cause I need to be heard. I was, but I'm
So you're gonna speak.
yeah.
Okay. So let's give it up for Crystal, who is the VA manager. Her mouth is hurting right now. She did have some, and she wasn't gonna speak, but let's give it up for Crystal. Let's get it, Crystal.
Go, Crystal.
What I wanted to speak on was about honesty, being honest with the customer, not giving customers things that they not understanding, that they're promise customers things that's not Verizon. Incident yesterday where a customer called me and said that they thought I was one person, but it wasn't me. When I took my mask off, I showed her my face. She said, "No, it's not you." She said, "I was told I was going to get a tablet for my order, but they never came back and brought my tablet. We're not authorizing tablets." So I had to keep track of who was telling this customer that they were going to get a tablet, and I did. A lot of customers saying that they was paying it for if ACP was paying for it, but then I tell them, "Well, let me see your bill," and I go see their bill, and it's a gig. They don't know what a gig is. I know we all want, but we cannot have a product that these customers are not asking for, that they have no idea what they're getting. A gig is $30 off, but it's not free. 300 over 300 with the ACP approved, it is free. So we got to keep it, and we want to make money, but we want to keep customers happy. We can't be going around big about service that you said they get, and then they get a bill for something else. Because even if you get paid for the week of one night, if they cancel out, you're gonna have to pay that money back. So if the customer don't know what a gig is, or they live in a little small space, why they really don't need it? Like these senior buildings, do they need a gig? No, they do not need a gig. All they need is 300 over 300 to keep them happy. So I just think we need to keep in mind what we're offering. I look at it like, would I want somebody knocking on my parents' door, offering them something that I know they can afford, or offering them something they don't know about? Just keep in mind if this was your parent. Just keep in mind if it was you. There's somebody trying to sell you something, and just be honest about the situation. That's what I want.
Okay, let's give it up for Crystal. Let's throw some fire in the chat for her. Be honest with your customers. Honesty is the best policy. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Crystal. So that is basically, if you guys have any questions, that is basically our call. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, I agree with what was said, and it's very informative of what was being said. And I like to think about the text about it. I didn't think of that. So I have to get notation of that and get that set up so that I can do the same thing. Edit it, write it down like he said. I think that's another great idea. Anything to improve my sales. So
thank you, Everett. Anyone else have any questions or any comments?
Guys, let me just say this in closing then, if there's no other questions. First and foremost, thank you guys for joining. We have the biggest call all year so far, right? 32 agents on this call. It definitely should be more. But more importantly, thank you guys for participating in your company, right? And you guys make it better by participating. So thank you, each and every one of you. Today at 10 a.m., we'll have a call with Verizon about the new promotions that are taking place on Thursday, right? This Thursday. So look forward to that Zoom link being sent out. That'll be sent out via text message and Telegram. So we will see you guys soon, alive and alert. Let's kick ass and take names game. I'll speak to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Right.
later.